Hi,
or it may come
me
to be
again.
something that we
I'm
don't.
watching the
And
hearing
I just
on
am
the education
that I will get
panel
there
right
and
now.
call me in 2
They're
years and
talking
say,
about
my son cannot
HB
get into college,
268,
is
which
being
is
marked
the
because
bill
they're in this
they're
database
using
with information
to
that we don't know how they got in there or got
track
out. So that's why I said I'm just
kids
being
from school to
cautious with
school
that. I appreciate
and
you giving some insight.
basically harvest their
Thank you, sir. And I love that
behavioral
analogy of
data
pieces of the puzzle, because as many
to
of these
either
pieces
red
as we
flag
can
them
get,
or not
we will
as a
take. I just
risk
can't
if they're
guarantee you right
transferring
now,
into the district.
What
If you can hear, hold on,
information different agencies are going to
show.
share with us. But as much of that information that we can get and put together, even if it's a partial picture and the puzzle is only 75% complete, that's a lot better than only having one piece of the puzzle. And I do want to clarify that in conversations
Okay, so this lady
about
talking,
this,
hold on.
database, we wanted it separate from the
I can't remember.
educational
She's from GMA.
so that it would follow the student, but only
They
the
seem to be
student with
woefully
access to S3.
ignorant
There would
when
be
it comes to
nothing that a teacher could
IDEA
see
and when it
in
comes to
the
overriding a
campus
child's
database or the
IEP
other student information
and a
systems that
child's
would mark them as a
behavioral
problem. We absolutely
intervention
do not want
plan.
that for our children.
So they keep
Even if
using.
that child is a real threat, you don't want that teacher knowing?
That would be a local
Okay,
decision.
so they keep using the word behavior very loosely, and like Dubnik literally asked
All right, Vice Chair.
the best question so far.
Rice.
Dubnik did ask,
Thank you, Chairman.
can you please
And,
like elaborate
thank you.
what
Once
these
again, I just
behaviors
want
are?
to tell you that this is just such a comprehensive plan. I can't imagine the
I don't like this
difficulty when you're looking at doing it with the goal we all have is for every school to be safe.
I don't like this
And
bill.
to do that from an educator
I mean,
perspective,
like I said, it
administrative
was
perspective, parent perspective,
good
and student
bill
perspective,
at the
that
beginning, but
don't
now
have
that I
to
hear
go
what
and
they're
I
wanting to
really
do,
appreciate that.
meaning
I do want to
getting their
ask,
hands on
just a little
data
clarity,
that
on page 11,
they don't seem to understand
the
doesn't belong to
three
them.
levels of the qualified mental
Like,
health coordinator. I
Now
read
they're
that,
talking about
they're
qualifications.
qualified based on the code set
See here,
forth for this grant. Can you clarify to me what the qualifications, is this a certification requirement?
Okay,
or
hold
are we
on.
going to have training
This is about
for
coordinate,
these coordinators,
qualified
like a
mental
universal
health
training
counselors.
that's
All that. Hold on.
congruent across the state?
This is
Yeah, I think Department of Behavioral Health is going to help establish guidelines for
okay.
who can qualify for that, and if there's any crossover from different
No,
counselors,
we do not want
psychologists, and all
the
that.
Department of
That'll be
Behavioral
part
Health involved in this
all
because they're going to
these,
give the contract
memorandums
over
and
to somebody
agreements
immediately.
between the agencies of who can do that, and then you see the breakdown based on population on how many they would get per system.
Okay, thank you very much.
This is not good.
Floor Leader Wade.
Okay, here's Will Wade. Let's see what he says.
Chairman, thank you, members, and thank you, Hope, for all your work on this.
Hopefully, Will isn't
Standing with you the whole time.
dead
Appreciate
fish
your effort. Thank
on
you.
this.
Two quick things. One is kind of a question,
Well,
and the other
usually
is just
isn't.
a kind of a comment for the body to consider. This was testified in subcommittee just to
Hold on.
do that. So I want to start with a comment. When we passed the Safe Schools Act, there was a requirement for school systems to do, intruder alert drills, as well as update and share their safety plans through a
Okay,
secure
well,
portal with GMO.
do the right
And it
thing.
was testified that we don't have 100% participation
Yeah.
in that. And I'm not picking on schools. They got a lot going on. Superintendents change, principals change,
Will
school
used to
safety
be
officers change. But
a board
we don't have
rep, so-
100% participation in that. So it gives me pause as to what is going to be a determinant that they are going to adhere to this and be able to do it quickly. Do I think that all teachers in all schools want to keep kids safe? Yes, I do. But they still haven't complied with something much more simple in my mind as far as a task. So I'm just concerned that
Like, they
we
can't
need to
even
figure
get
out a way to
their brains
encourage
wrapped around the
our
fact that they
education
must
partners in our communities
teach
to comply with that existing code
from
section.
the
so that we
HQIM list that
that's
we've
a
had out there
component
for
of
2
that
years
puzzle.
now.
It's very important. It was kind of the first step, obviously before the incident that happened this fall. So I just want to share that with the committee that we need to make sure that we encourage those folks to be in compliance.
See, this is why I
My
love
question is,
Will.
there is nothing in this bill that will prevent within that
Hold on.
ecosystem in the school that parents will continually be involved if their child is, identified as someone who is a credible
see.
risk, whether that credible risk is a higher risk or a lower risk, but parents, guardians, they will be included in that process.
They have
had a
to be
45-minute
included in
phone
that
call on my
process.
drive down today with an advocate that was very concerned that somehow parents were going to be excluded in certain situations, and I've not found that in the bill. I just want to make sure you have an opportunity to clear that up.
See,
for
Will
anybody
is
that
very
has
pro,
concerns.
like you're not doing this unless you have parental consent.
If that meeting determines that there's a credible threat or an issue, that parent is looped into the counseling program or whatever
They're looped in.
reaction or help that this child needs, that they're fully aware of what they need.
You don't know what you're talking about. This person has no clue what he's talking about.
Let me offer a few lines just to look at. 1545.
I think Chris Irwin is about to step in on something.
See if that
'Cause I just emailed Matt and Chris, and I was like,
questions there.
I know I'm not
And
supposed to be
I'm
doing
gonna
your
move
DePaul
on
stuff,
to,
but
Chairman, you have sat there patiently. Rick Jaspers, you are up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
this is
You've done
interesting.
a great job. It's been a heavy lift. I know it's been a lot on your heart, and you've done a great service for our state working on this. My question sort of follows up what we did in the subcommittee the other day. We have GCIC, which is the Air Crime. That's how
Yes,
we
I'm
track
recording.
criminals and all that kind of good stuff.
What, Avery?
And the
Thank you,
penalty
baby.
for unauthorized access to that is severe. I mean,
Look, if you didn't notice, this is a
and
little
I kinda
bunny
look
right
through
here.
and I don't see, and it's something to work on, maybe, a penalty for
are birds.
unauthorized
Okay, baby.
access
These are
and
birds.
use of this
Okay,
material
baby.
or
I love it.
information that people are looking at.
And look,
Maybe
I
in
feel
there,
my name,
it
my
is-
tooth.
I
and-
see.
Because it's very sensitive, and I think as a member said a minute ago, it's life-changing, life-altering if this were to be leaked out.
Exactly.
uh,
Exactly.
I just didn't see it.
Exactly.
I
And
don't-
you'll have to find it right
I'll
now.
find.
Just
I'll
just
get it.
See, these
it's in
people,
there,
like-
but I'll also submit to you that same discussion we had in the subcommittee. Everybody that's accessing student records or database is pretty much covered by PSE.
No,
or
they're not.
certified.
They
So
are
there is
not. They
repercussions
wholeheartedly.
on
The
their,
PSC does not certify
employment
these people to
and
touch
their
this.
ability to maintain
information.
their employment,
The
as a
PSC
certified
is
educator or a
not
certified law
allowed to say,
individual.
you as a
So we
teacher.
can't
Just, I think there might need to be, and Chairman, you know much more about this than I do, that there needs to be something in here that draws that out.
Yeah,
Says
like
that
something needs to
they
be
have
done because they're
this,
trying to be like wild, wild
these
west
board
right now with this
members
bill.
every day
So
over
they're
there.
trying to
It's
do
very
this
clear.
bill.
You violate this, you're going there.
Yeah,
I
see,
think the parents really want that security. That
we have IEPs in place for our kids for a
child gets in
reason.
this world,
Dyslexic
that
kids
they're protected
are
at least by that security.
usually
information.
always the kids that get.
Thank you, Mr.
pinged.
Chairman.
I mean, like my son, like the whole reason I like
For what we have in there for you.
fought like hell for my son was because he got tossed into the behavior
Representative Paris,
arena.
I believe you were there and you patiently
See what
waiting.
parent says.
Just had two things.
Oh wait, no, it's not a line. Never mind. But still,
I think this one might just be a cleanup.
Hold on.
On page 27, 682, line 682.
hopefully I
Any
don't
person
send anything.
taking action pursuant to code section 20-2-699 shall report the matter and the disposition made by him or her of the child to a school official of the public or private school in which such child is currently enrolled or would be enrolled by virtue. That doesn't really make sense to me when I read it.
I don't like this at
Shall
all.
report the
guys.
matter and the disposition made by him or her of the child to.
This is overreach. This is too much overreach. This is too much overreach. I will tank this bill. I will kill this bill. I swear to God. I will kill the bill.
That could stand for some cleanup, Mr. Chairman.
They're not voting on it today. They're doing a hearing. But hold on. I will be up in Will Wade's emails in about 5 seconds.
Okay, let us address that. Representative Paris, good comment.
Yeah, it's a very good comment because it's relevant.
And
Sorry, y'all.
secondly, children with special needs and
Here she goes.
developmental disabilities,
Yep.
IEPs, have we addressed how they will be affected?
We have,
Exactly.
Section 21, page 57. That might not be.
Thank you,
quite
Chairman.
the
Can you
right
give a
page.
page number?
I think it's 57. Hold on.
I want to hear how they address children with special needs and IEPs. He's heated, y'all. He's floundering. He can't find the page. Look, he can't find the page.
Yeah, around line 1457. Anybody under an IEP or 504 would have at least one member of the threat management team shall have personal familiarity with such plans. So that special ed student's individual teacher would be part of that
But that
threat
doesn't.
assessment team. That
That's
will
not what she
evaluate.
asked. That's not what she asked, and you know that's not what she asked. Like
Thank you. Thank you,
that's
Chairman.
not
Thank you
what
so
she
much.
asked. They're not protecting kids on IEPs and 504s. This bill is going to be killed. I'm going to kill the bill. I am going to kill it.
Representative Jaspers, look at lines
I'm going
1318 through 1320, and then
I'm gonna slide up into somebody's emails.
get you
It's
on
at
there
the
for a
Capitol
second.
right
Let's
now.
revert back.
Thank you for your fine
5 seconds.
coworker up there, Miss Courtney. Showed
Yes.
that to me. Just one thing, that I want to draw back. That only covers the S3 group. I guess I'm thinking about all these other little. We're creating at least 3 groups
Yeah.
that are going to be delving into
You're
children's
segregating kids.
students' information. I don't know if we need to. I like what's in 13,
I'm
18.
recording this
Should
live,
that be
by
in
the way,
other
like meaning this
sections
session,
too,
so they can't
to
scrub it. And I've
reinforce
got like
the security we like around students?
I've got the captions and
Information.
everything because
Okay.
this is some
We'll take that
BS.
into consideration, too.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm about to put this all over Facebook and Instagram, and Blue Sky
Chairman,
and Twitter and
Hilton.
everything else.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just 2 quick
Hilton,
questions.
Please, God, say something.
number one,
that saves a day.
Talk about GBI and maybe how y'all have interfaced or interacted with them. I like the line of questioning. I think it was down here about paint this picture for me. We've got all these agencies and talk about, have you consulted with them? What's that interaction been like? And because I gotta imagine,
Hilton
does
is
GBI
like
already have a
kid.
threat assessment system of some type? What I'm trying to do is get to, I don't want to see us
Very
build
pro
something
kid.
from scratch that may or may not already exist.
Pro special ed kids.
So,
as as well.
then you can correct me if I'm wrong, but GBI is more than just school threat. They're analyzing all threats.
Okay, so no,
And my
no, no, no,
understanding
no,
is in
no.
our
Don't walk
situation,
it back.
was a
No, sir.
FBI picked it up as a threat for a threat to shoot a
So
school.
instead of doing something
It
as
was
simple
delivered
as
straight to Jackson County Sheriff's Department. It never went through GBI. Never a record with GBI, to my knowledge.
I don't know.
I guess what
So-
I'm saying is, could we build off of their system that's already in place?
Hilton, you know better. They can't. This is I'm
And all
about
I'm trying to do is get to the solution quicker to keep our kids, yeah.
Right, so,
I'm trying not to
we have a great working relationship with
show my hand on my
GBI's
Twitter
GSAC,
burner account for
and
this, but I'm about to lose
They,
it.
we promote their CSend app across the state, so we would absolutely
they having to bring in
working
GMAT
in
every single
conjunction
time?
with
Because
them.
the
We currently,
guy
our sworn
holding the
law
bill,
enforcement
Parrott,
team
I
sees
can't
the
even pronounce his last name.
school-related threats that GBI receives, but
He
bear in
keeps
mind,
bringing-
GBI and GSAC only receive what is reported to them. They do not see threats that are reported to other police departments,
Nor
Board of
should-
Education, police
Okay.
departments, all of the other CSend programs that are in the state. And so this would, S3 system would work to
you
unify
see it?
all of that
Okay,
data.
so do you understand why?
And they're also looking at the
You, meaning-
criminal investigations and criminal threats, and
Anybody that comes
the
across my
majority
page,
of
you
people who
understand why you
become
have
school
to be
shooters
engaged.
have never committed a crime or
Exactly, because
come
most
on the criminal radar. So again, we're trying to collect
you're
information
trying
that's
to
behavioral threat,
profile kids is what you're doing.
related to it.
This,
This
that's,
was
she just said it. She
purely
showed
a
her hand.
criminal
They're trying to
system,
profile
then
kids.
yes, we could house
You're
it in
profiling
GBI, but this
kids.
is
Just say
attempting
it.
to capture some
Say
of that
it. Say
information,
it.
but also behavioral information
See?
that is
Behaviors.
indicative that someone is on a
I'm gonna
pathway
slap this lady.
to violence.
Whoever she is, like, I don't
Can
like
you
that one.
speak to, over the weekend, I got emails from both sides. The common theme of attack seemed to be, on one side, this is big brother, big government. And on the other side, it was kind of profiling, similar to
Yeah,
argument,
it is
I guess.
profiling
But can you
stuff.
speak, and I know both of those concerns kind of came up in our subcommittee hearing. Can you speak more directly to those concerns and how you view it? And maybe the bill author as well.
To kill this bill.
Okay,
Oh, look,
so,
he's having to
one,
use
the
her
Big
again.
Brother aspect. So right now, that information is being collected in
That
different
woman.
channels that don't speak to each other.
He doesn't know what he's
keep
talking
kind
about,
of
so he has her
mentioning, There
talk.
is no comprehensive statewide system that puts together all of the school and student safety
Because
threats that
of
we have in our
FERPA,
state. So that's
HIPAA,
what we would be
there's
trying to do. So
IDEA,
what happens
ring a
time
bell,
and time
lady?
again
Anything?
is that
Like,
an
the
agency
federal government
receives
is
a
not going to
threat,
sit here and
they
hand out
act on it. I have very good faith in the
a
people that
child's
operate these
information
systems,
to-
but then it's either a law enforcement action is taken or
or you could do
not,
something
and
like
then
screen the kid for a
it's
learning
case
disability.
closed.
I don't
So
care if they're in
the
8th,
children
9th,
that
10th grade.
present these problems would
Prevent these
benefit
problems,
from
yes.
a longer
Thank
term.
you. By screen
look,
every single
and
child.
Again, this is
Not
a
just PK to
prevention-based
3,
system.
PK
The
to
goal of it is to
There's always a reason
provide
for
positive
behavior.
interventions for these children before it's too late for
The
them.
interventions need to be appropriate
So I touched on
interventions.
the Big Brother aspect.
The Big
The
Brother
other
aspect.
side, the profiling, I cannot say this enough. There is no profile
No, you're
of a
profiling.
school
You
shooter
are profiling.
or individual that wants to do harm or selves to others. There is no demographic there of any sort. It's all about behavior. And so
It's
what
not
we're
all-
looking to capture here is the pathway to violence, which
The pathway to violence.
starts with a grievance, and then people start planning and thinking about things, and then
Because the seeds
if
are
they're
put
really
in their
serious
head
about
by
it, they start
mental
planning.
health
And that's where you
counselors
kind
that don't
of have people who
that don't
can
get certified by the
observe
PSC.
that someone is talking
or
about
any
it,
other
that,
governing
they might
body
tell
in
a
this
friend
state.
that I'm fantasizing, I really, what happened to me, I need to go
They're not
take
saying the thing that they
revenge.
need to say.
But
They're not
it's
saying
another level of
very
the
thing that
ladder
led
if
to
they're
why
planning
this bill
for
is
it
going on.
and starting to acquire weaponry or a bulletproof vest or something
We live
like
in
that
Georgia.
to carry out the plan. And then even beyond that is the
Kids
the
hunt.
preparation and timelines. I'm gonna, do this on such and such date, and all along the way, the people are
Like, I know
that
kids who
students,
are.
and it's touched on in this bill that
All right, hold on, let me just say
students
this.
have a
I know
voice
kids
in being
who,
able to report threats.
in like
So
3rd grade,
it's the
Well,
behavior
going-
of the child, not what they look like, not what house of worship
The
they go to.
behavior comes
It's-
up
It's what they're doing that
out of nowhere,
raises
ma'am.
the hair on the back of
They wake
of
up
the
one-
friend's
oh my
neck
God.
when they talk about it or
yeah, you're
to
stumbling
their-
on your words
to their
because you know you
teacher.
are
So-
profiling
so
kids. You're
that's
profiling
what-
children. Okay,
what
so
we're looking
dyslexic
at.
children are notorious for being
I
profiled.
hope
Okay,
that answers the question.
I did, thank you.
Okay.
dyslexic kids are always
Representative
profiled
Lupton,
first.
surprise you again.
Always.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate it.
Our
Two
kids
questions.
and the statistics. This all rolls
I
in
have
together.
so many more than two questions, but I'm going to limit it to two questions.
Slap out of somebody.
Page 33,
I need
lines
to get my hands on a new
850
bill.
through 852,
See, this is what
and
happens when I
page
stop paying attention.
34, lines 874 through 876. One says, hey, we need to develop a statewide
Anonymous reporting system.
Okay. By the Department of Education. By the
Which is
state
a hell no.
DOE. The one on page 34, lines 874 through 876, says each local board of education will either develop and operate or contract with a provider for an anonymous reporting program.
No, absolutely
so
not.
Is
Absolutely
a
not.
statewide program going to be created? And is on 34, you're saying, hey, local, state,
Not gonna happen.
local school
Ain't gonna
districts get
happen.
on board
Not a
with the
shot in
state
hell.
system.
There's
Or you're gonna
no
be
shot in
paying for
hell
yourself.
this thing is going to see the light of day.
Or are these two different directives?
I'm about to start pulling up emails really quickly.
It should be one directive.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay, I just
getting
wasn't sure
really
since
upset.
it was telling the local folks to do it and that the state BOE was going to do it.
This is absolutely not okay.
So that was that. On line 637, 638, page 25.
Hold on.
The lines previous to that have been changed to kind of include a bunch more information.
Include a bunch more information.
I guess to be put into those student reports for transfer students. And it says, inform all teachers to whom the student is assigned that they may review the information in the student's profile.
My Wi-Fi's not.
So that transfer profile, will that have the S3 in it as well? Will teach, how far into this are teachers going? Because this specifically says teachers. So I'm just wondering how far into this teachers can actually peer.
Yes.
Teacher is the student record.
Good, very good question.
Their educational record and their disciplinary record
Okay.
in the state.
Okay, so the S3 stuff that's going to be created will not necessarily be glommed onto that with a transfer student. Okay. That's it. Thank you.
This is such BS, and they know it. They know it. I'm gonna freaking slap somebody.
We have exhausted the questions.
Yeah, you
Let's
have.
just
No, you
take a
haven't
breath
actually. You haven't
for a
addressed
minute
anything. You're
here
just like
as,
glossing over it.
Members, this is for you. 62 pages, a lot to digest, a lot that has been changing.
Yeah. Chris, you need to
this,
tank it. Chris, tank the
I'll
bill.
tell you, I do appreciate your effort and your questioning, and what I'm seeing is the teamwork trying to perfect this again. Let's continue that. We have the author standing up there. Do you have any other comments or
Oh, I have lots of comments.
closing statements you want to
Please,
have, or do you want to let any of your guests speak in closing?
I think we've covered everything. Anyone
I really hope they take
anything
public
else?
comment because
I'm sure
I want
I'll
to
have
like
a few more
zoom
offline
in to give public
conversations this
comment.
afternoon and tomorrow.
And we've been having plenty of those, and we will continue that. Members, Representative, thank you for this bill and the work, and willing to work with all the groups in there. Audience, thank you for your participation. We really don't have a timeline on this. I will
Good.
tell you that in my mind, it is the most important thing we do right now. And so we've got to continue to have the energy and the wind at our back to get this done. And so just know that I'm not going to rush it.
Okay, so
But
everybody
I am
trying to
going to
figure out
tell
why
you
I'm
that
rushing this. This is-
deadlines create action. So if we say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that might be too far out.
yeah.
We need to be thinking in the very near future. So that deadline could very well be this week. So let's
guy.
have these conversations that we need to, ask the questions, send the emails, send the text, so that we can get to a point
I'm going to start
where
sending
we're very
emails and
comfortable
text
with
and everything
this,
else.
it'll
Trust
make
me.
the difference
I know
in
I
many
said I was
lives
going to back off during the poll,
in the
but I'm
state of
not.
Georgia.
Like, I can't.
With
not this
that,
bill.
we will adjourn this hearing.
bill.
Thank you, Representative, and your guests.
Thank you,
I'm
Chairman.
not backing off of this bill. There's another meeting today. Like 5:30. An education meeting with Hickman. 5:30. Yeah. So the Ed committee, the Senate Ed committee is meeting today as well. They're meeting about Special Schools Act, certain students to be enrolled, lower the age of eligibility from 18 to 16. And then Dixon has another bill, SB 63, the Quality Basic Education Act. Local school systems offer certain exams to homeschool students. Okay, Clint. Okay. I'm going to try not to lose my... But it's not going well. Because, okay, anyway, the reason I just did that or showed you guys that process of what it's like is because if you don't watch these things, if you don't watch these hearings, if you don't read the bills, if you don't read the agendas, they pull some stuff. Because this bill right here, it started off really, really innocently. Really innocent, right? It was like a good faith bill. Now it's a profiling bill. I'm gonna kill somebody. I'm gonna hurt somebody. I'm gonna go take care of this though, because myself and some senators, he thought I took this session off. We're about to have a very, very, very uncomfortable conversation. So sorry to everybody. I promise that I will not do this, but I can't let dyslexic kids just take one for the team. That's because that's where they're going.